Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Tamika West Bernard. I'm presiding over the first appearance calendar for Clayton County Magistrate Court this morning. We are live via YouTube. The inmates are live via Zoom at the Clayton County Jail. We do have one inmate that requires an interpreter, so I will please bear with us as I make my opening remarks. We will have to allow sufficient time for the interpreter to properly interpret my opening remarks. Following my opening remarks, I will conduct the first appearance hearing for each inmate that's on the list today. With that said, if each inmate will raise their right hand so I can swear them in.
Xin giơ tay phải lên em.
Do you swear and affirm
Tôi xin thề
that the information that you will provide to the court today
những cái điều mà tôi khai ở trong tòa
will be true and accurate
đều khai sự thật, chỉ có sự thật thôi,
to the best of your knowledge,
sự thật cho tới những cái gì mà tôi hiểu được,
as well as the information you have provided on your court-appointed counsel form.
thử là những cái điều này mà đã khai ở trong cái hồ sơ khi tôi bị bắt.
Okay, I need a verbal yes.
Xin thề. Yeah, I do.
Okay, thank you. You can put your hand down.
Bây giờ em bỏ tay xuống.
Again, this is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Hôm nay là cái buổi tòa sơ thẩm đầu tiên của trước tòa Magistrate của Clayton County.
We are not here to try your case today or to take a plea.
Hôm nay là không có phải để mà bữa tòa hôm nay không có phải mà để mà phân xử.
You're here for the court to inform you of the charges against you.
Thành thử trước mặt tòa hôm nay đó để cho tòa sẽ thông báo cho là ông bị công tố vì cái tội gì.
Advise you of certain rights.
Rồi báo cho ông biết những cái tin tức trong cái buổi tòa ngày hôm nay.
Set bail on those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bail.
Rồi tòa có thể sẽ là đặt cái số tiền mà tại ngoại hầu tra nếu mà cái tội đó mà tòa có thẩm phán để mà đặt.
To schedule a preliminary hearing on your behalf.
Đồng thời là sẽ làm một cái hẹn cho cái tòa kế tiếp.
And to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney.
Và sẽ coi là ông có cần sự giúp đỡ của luật sư không.
You have the right to remain silent and say nothing.
Mình có quyền im lặng, không có phải nói gì hết.
But should you choose to give up this right,
Và tuy nhiên nếu mà nói ra những cái điều mà nói ra trong tòa,
anything you say during these proceedings
những cái lời khai ngày hôm nay trong tòa nếu mà ông khai
may be used against you.
có thể dùng để mà là công tố ông trong những cái phiên tòa kế tiếp.
If your case goes to trial.
Nếu mà trường hợp mà cái kê đó là ra phân xử.
During these proceedings and all other court proceedings,
Trong những cái phiên tòa này và những cái phiên tòa kế tiếp,
you have the right to the presumption of innocence.
Cho tới là mình được quyền là cái quyền là mình không có tội.
Until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Cho đến khi mà tòa của tiểu bang đã chứng 100% là mình có tội thì mình mới bị buộc tội.
You also have the right to indictment by the grand jury.
Và mình có được quyền là để ra cái bồi thẩm đoàn grand jury để xét thẩm.
For most felonies,
Cho những cái tội mà đại hình,
or by accusation for misdemeanors.
hoặc là những cái tội tiểu hình.
You also have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury.
Và mình có quyền là để ra phân xử nhanh chóng nhất bằng có thể bằng dưới bồi thẩm đoàn.
You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses.
Và khi mà ra đó là mình được quyền để mà xét xử những cái nhân chứng và những cái bằng chứng đã công tố mình.
Who are called to testify against you.
Và những cái gì mà để công tố mình có thể hạch hỏi những cái nhân chứng đó.
You also have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses.
Và mình có quyền để mà yêu cầu những nhân chứng để mà bào chữa cho mình tại tòa.
In your own behalf by subpoena.
Và để dùng những cái mình có quyền nhờ tòa để mà yêu cầu những nhân chứng đó ra để bào chữa cho mình.
You have the right to testify and offer other evidence in your own defense.
Và mình có thể tự ra để mà làm nhân chứng để bào chữa cho mình.
Should you choose to do so.
Nếu mà mình muốn.
But should you choose not to do so.
Tuy nhiên nếu mà mình không muốn.
No presumption of your guilt may be raised.
Thành thử là vẫn có cái cái tội của mình vẫn không được buộc tội.
You also have the right to have an attorney represent you.
Và khi ra phân xử mình được quyền là có luật sư để mà bào chữa cho mình.
During these proceedings and all other court proceedings.
Thì trong bất cứ những cái phiên tòa này hoặc những cái phiên tòa sau này.
Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail pending prosecution of your case.
Và tùy theo mỗi kê là mình sẽ được đóng tiền để mà tại ngoại hầu tra.
Your bond can be paid by cash, commercial, or property.
Mình có thể cái tại ngoại hầu tra mình có thể đóng bằng tiền mặt hoặc là những tài sản riêng của mình như nhà cửa.
If you post a cash bond,
nếu mà mình đóng tiền mặt để mà tại ngoại hầu tra,
someone will deliver the full amount of the bond in cash.
Thì sẽ có người thân nhân mang tới để mà đóng cái số tiền đó.
Together with any applicable mandated fees to the sheriff office.
Mang tới cái văn phòng của sheriff để mà mình đóng cái số tiền đó.
Who will hold it until your final court date.
Và văn phòng đó là giữ cái số tiền đó cho tới khi mà mình ra tòa để phân xử.
At which time the cash bond will be returned to the person who posted it.
Sau khi phân xử xong, cái số tiền đó sẽ được hoàn trả lại cho cái người đã đóng cái số tiền đó.
If you use a commercial bonding company approved by the sheriff,
nếu mà mình dùng cái thương mại để mà mình mướn những người công ty để mà đóng cái số tiền đó,
someone will have to pay the company up to 15% of the total bond amount.
Thì cái tiền mà lệ phí có thể là 15% với cái số tiền tại ngoại hầu tra.
As their fee for their service.
Thì cái đó là cái tiền phí của cái công ty đó nó chạc mình.
This fee will not be returned.
Thì cái số tiền đó là không được hoàn trả.
Someone may also post a bond using their property.
Tuy nhiên và một cái cách nữa là có thể dùng những cái bất động sản của mình.
If they have net equity in the property in an amount equal to 3 times the total amount of the bond.
Nhưng cái số tiền đó là cái giá trị của cái tài sản đó phải là gấp 3 lần cái số tiền mà bond.
Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to or around certain places.
Trong khi mà cái tại ngoại hầu tra đó là có những cái điều khoản buộc mình phải tuân thủ theo.
You will also be prohibited from calling or having any contact with the alleged victim while you're out on bond.
Và đồng thời là mình không được khi ra thì mình sẽ không có được liên hệ với nạn nhân.
Should you violate the court's order,
Nếu mà trường hợp mà vi phạm những cái luật của tòa
your bond will be revoked and you will not be entitled to another bond while awaiting trial.
thì cái bond đó là sẽ bị bác bỏ và sẽ không có được hưởng một cái mà tại ngoại hầu tra khác.
An additional charge of aggravated stalking,
Và thêm cái quyền nếu mà trường hợp mình ra mà mình bạo động và mình đi theo dõi nạn nhân
influencing witnesses,
và áp đảo những nạn nhân,
or other charges as the law may provide could be brought against you.
và gây vi phạm những cái luật mà có thể ảnh hưởng đến cái trường hợp của mình.
For which you could be sentenced up to 10 years in prison and fined up to $20,000.
Thì trường hợp đó thì có thể là có thể phạt là ở tù 20 năm và tiền phạt là $20,000.
For family members who will assist you in posting bond,
Thân nhân, đối với những thân nhân giúp mình để mà đóng cái số tiền bond đó,
they will be provided about information about your bond amount after we have concluded the first appearance calendar for today.
thì những thân nhân đó sẽ được báo cho biết là cái cách để là làm thế nào mà để đóng cái tiền tại ngoại hầu tra.
If a family member is an alleged victim on the warrant,
Nếu mà nếu là thân nhân của mình cũng là nạn nhân của mình,
and there is a special condition that you're to have no contact with that family member,
thì trong cái trường hợp đó là mình khi ra là mình sẽ không có được quan hệ, không được liên lạc đối với những người đó,
he or she will not be allowed to post a bond.
và những thân nhân đó là nạn nhân là không có được quyền để mà đóng cái tiền mà tại ngoại hầu tra cho mình.
Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail.
Tuy nhiên có nhiều cái trường hợp mà cái tội là không là cái tòa này không có thẩm quyền để mà đặt cái số tiền đó.
In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a superior court judge.
Trong trường hợp đó thì sẽ được chuyển lên một cái tòa cao hơn,
And you will be informed of that date.
và mình sẽ được tòa sẽ báo cho cái ngày để mà ra cái tòa đó.
If you are currently on active probation,
Và nếu mà trường hợp mà những người mà hiện tại đang có tù treo,
this court is not authorized by law to set a bond for you.
thì tòa này sẽ không có thẩm quyền để mà đặt cái số tiền tại ngoại hầu tra.
Your bond can be reconsidered after your probation officer has an opportunity to determine.
Tuy nhiên là có thể là được để mà bằng những cái người mà probation officer,
If they wish to file a warrant for a violation of your probation.
và người đó sẽ xem xét cái kê của mình xem mình có vi phạm trong cái luật tù treo không.
This is usually during your preliminary hearing.
Thì cái trường hợp đó là sẽ vào một cái phiên tòa khác.
The purpose of a preliminary hearing
Thì trong cái phiên tòa kế tiếp, mục đích của phiên tòa đó là
is to determine if there's enough evidence
để xem coi là có đủ cái bằng chứng
or probable cause
để coi có là mình có thực sự là mình đã làm cái tội đó không,
to justify keeping you detained
để tòa quyết định là có thể tiếp tục giam giữ mình hay không,
until such time as your case goes to trial.
cho tới khi mà mình đi ra cái tòa cuối cùng để phân xử.
For those of you charged with misdemeanors only,
Còn đối với những người nào mà bị công tố vì cái tội tiểu hình,
you will have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing.
thì mình không cần phải đi ra cái tòa sơ thẩm kế tiếp.
Waiving your hearing will not affect your right to post bond.
Mà mình không ra tòa đó thì mình vẫn có quyền được cái tại ngoại hầu tra.
Your right to have an attorney represent you.
Và mình vẫn có quyền để có luật sư.
Or your right to a jury trial.
Và mình cũng có quyền để mà phân xử với bồi thẩm đoàn.
If you post bond,
nếu mà mình đặt cái số tiền bond đó,
your preliminary hearing is automatically waived.
thì nếu mà khi mình đóng cái tiền bond đó thì cái tòa kế tiếp sẽ không cần, mình sẽ không cần ra cái phiên tòa đó.
If you choose to have a misdemeanor preliminary hearing,
Tuy nhiên nếu mà mình vẫn muốn giữ cái tòa kế tiếp để xem coi là người ta có phạt mình đúng hay là không,
your hearing will be scheduled for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
thì cái ngày mà ra cái tòa đó, nếu mình muốn ra cái tòa đó sẽ là ngày 6 tháng 6 bằng Zoom.
For those of you charged with felony offenses,
Đối với những người mà bị phạt cái tội đại hình,
you will not have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing.
thì mình bắt buộc là phải đi ra cái tòa kế tiếp vào ngày 6 tháng 6.
Your preliminary hearing will be scheduled for June 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Thì trường hợp đó thì sẽ là vào ngày 5 tháng 6 vào bằng Zoom luôn.
That will conclude my opening remarks.
Thì đó là những cái gì mà tôi tuyên bố đầu tiên của tòa buổi sáng hôm nay.
At this time, I will take the first inmate that requires the interpreter.
Thành thử bây giờ là tôi sẽ nói với lại kê của cái người mà cần có thông dịch viên.
Let them clear out the hallway here so I can hear. Okay, sir, if you can ask him to please state his full name for the record.
Tên của em là gì? Tên và họ của em là gì?
Tên Lưu Hữu Lợi.
My name is Lưu Hữu Lợi.
Okay.
Họ là họ Lưu, chữ đó chữ điểm là chữ Hữu, chữ tên là tên Lợi.
My first name is Lợi, last name is Lưu, L-U-U.
Okay, sir, you've been charged with one count of trafficking marijuana.
Em bị công tố vì cái tội mà buôn cái cần sa.
Because of the nature of the charge, I'm not authorized to set bail for you today.
Trong cái trường hợp mà cái kê của em đó là tòa này không có đủ thẩm quyền để mà làm cái đặt cái số tiền bond cho em nhé.
Do you understand the charge as well as the no bond?
Em có hiểu là cái tội của em và cái vì lý do gì mà em không có bond không? Em đã hiểu chưa?
Em không biết là tại nhà rồi em vậy với em không có ấy.
Some people asked me to carry that, but I didn't do that. I mean, it's not my.
Okay. Okay. Can you let him know that I've scheduled his preliminary hearing for June? His next court date will be June 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Ok, vậy cái bữa đoàn ngày hôm nay nó chỉ là sơ thẩm báo cho em biết là người ta bắt em vì cái tội gì, vì cái tội đó là trafficking, là cái tội mà buôn lậu đó. Thì cái ngày 5 tháng 6 đó, cái tòa kế tiếp là 5 tháng 6 8:30, cái kê đó sẽ là xảy ra bằng Zoom nha.
And then Ms. Mary, can you give me a date for the bond hearing? Since I believe the dates I was using changed. Do you still want me to use June 2nd or an alternate?
June 9th. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. And then, sir, your bond hearing will be June 9th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Rồi cái ngày 9 tây tháng 6 đó là sẽ có một cái phiên tòa, người ta sẽ nghe cái kê của em rồi cái trong phiên tòa đó là sẽ đặt cái số tiền bond cho em nha, là 9 tây tháng 6 vào 8:30 bằng Zoom.
Can you ask him if he required the assistance of an attorney?
Em có cần luật sư không? Dạ, em có cần tòa hỏi là em có cần luật sư để giúp cho em không trong cái tòa này, trong cái tội của em? Dạ.
Okay. Can you ask him if he has a job?
Em có việc làm không vậy?
Em làm nail.
Dạ, I do nail. I'm a
Okay.
nail technician.
Okay. Can he give me an estimate of his monthly wages?
Mỗi tháng khoảng bao nhiêu tiền?
Mỗi tháng
Nói khoảng bao nhiêu tiền cho anh biết đi.
khoảng 3.000.
It's about $3,000 a month.
So please let him know that I have approved a court-appointed attorney to represent him.
Ok, vì tòa sẽ cho em một cái luật sư công để mà giúp em trong cái bản án này nhé.
Can you ask him if he has any other questions?
Ok, như vậy nha. Em có còn hỏi gì nữa không?
Vậy là em bị giờ em nhốt tới ngày ra tòa luôn hả?
So I'm staying here until the next court, Your Honor.
That will be correct.
Đúng rồi, em ở đó em chờ đi. Rồi những cái phiên tòa kế tiếp như hồi nãy anh nói đó, 5 tây tháng 6. Yeah. Ok.
Em còn công chuyện ví dụ như em nói điện về vợ em có được không?
In the jail, can I call my wife from here, Your Honor?
That's something he would have to discuss with the deputies.
Chút xíu nữa em vô em hỏi mấy cái người mà cảnh sát ở trong đó, người ta giúp em nha.
Yeah.
Please let him know that will conclude his first appearance hearing for this morning.
Rồi cái kê của em vậy xong rồi em vô rồi chờ tới cái kỳ tòa tới nha.
Okay,
Bye
thank
bye
you, sir.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Okay, thank
Have a
you.
good day.
You too.
Well,
Yes.
well,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, deputy.
Oh, I'm just getting the female out for you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. State your full name for me.
Tyranny Burrows.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your last name.
Burrows.
Spell that for me.
Burroughs.
Okay. Ms. Burrows, you've been charged with one count of simple battery. Your bond amount is $2,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount? Can you make bond?
Yes.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Keep it on the first calendar.
Okay.
I'll be here every day.
Then I have approved a court-appointed attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, 1 minute, please. Okay, please give me your full name. Spell it for me.
Keta Crowder.
Okay, Crowder, correct?
Correct.
Ms. Crowder, you've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
I'm sorry.
You say you don't understand? Okay, I can only read the particulars in the warrant. Specifically, it alleges that you did knowingly and without authority deprive the victim, your daughter, access to the apartment that y'all share together. Said accused on January 17, 2023, willingly locked the daughter outside the apartment, depriving her entry and access to the unit or home. Said accused refused to open the door despite law enforcement officers' requests while on the scene. Said accused was inside the apartment, stated over the phone she will not open the door. This happened in Clayton County, Georgia. Do you now understand the allegations, Ms. Crowder?
I guess I understand.
Well, you can disagree with it, but do you understand?
I understand now.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes.
Would you like to waive it or keep it on the calendar?
Put it on the calendar.
Okay. And did you complete an application for court-appointed counsel? You put that you have a job. I'm looking at your application, but you didn't provide me with an estimate of your monthly income. Can you give me an estimate of your monthly wages?
You talking the net or the gross?
Gross.
I want to say about 3,000.
So you will qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will will approve your application. Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you. Can you state your full name for me? Ms. Davis? You've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass damage to property. Your bond amount is $2,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount? Do you understand, Ms. Davis? Okay, can you make bond?
Yes.
Okay, 1 minute. I've scheduled a preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
I don't understand what waiving is.
Okay. So the purpose of a preliminary hearing to determine if there's enough evidence or probable cause to justify keeping you detained. So we leave it on the calendar. So if you can't make bond, that'll be your first time to get before a judge to see if there's enough evidence to continue to detain you. If you automatically bond out, then it will be waived because there's no reason to have the hearing if you're out on bond. Do you understand that?
Bond out.
Okay, so we'll just leave it on the calendar, okay? And then based on your application here, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any other questions?
No.
Thank you.
Next. When one leaves, y'all start coming up. It's not the time to ask questions.
1 minute, please. Okay, if you can give me your full name, first and last. Okay, you got, okay, don't stand on the wall now. Stand straight up so I can hear you. Ms. Evans? Ms. Evans, you've been charged with 1 count of battery. Your bond amount is $2,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount? Can you make bond? Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the calendar? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Okay, and then I have approved your application for a court-appointed counsel. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next.
1 minute. Can I give you your full name?
Clayton Lawrence.
So, Ms. Lawrence, you've been charged with 1 count of battery. Unfortunately, I'm not authorized to set bail for you today because you're currently on a 3-year probation period. You were sentenced on April 5th of 2023 of this year for theft by shoplifting in Henry County Superior Court. Do you recognize that charge?
Yes, but this happened before. Does that matter?
Well, no, I mean, you understand you're still on active probation?
Yes.
So
But
because the charge involves a physical injury, I'm not authorized to set bail for you today. So if you're on probation, you can, if you commit crimes that involve physical injury, threats of violence, then they will prevent me from setting a bond for you. Only a Superior Court judge can do that. So I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. And then your bond hearing will be June 9th.
okay, thank you.
Okay, of 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Do you understand those 2 different hearing dates? You have to give your probation officer an opportunity to come to see if they're going to revoke your probation. You understand that? And based on your application, I have approved the court-appointed attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Next.
1 minute. Okay, please give me your full name.
Tasha Lee.
You said Lee, L-E-E?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Lee, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is battery. Your bond amount is $3,500. The second offense is cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Your bond amount is $2,500. Therefore, your total bond is $6,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond? Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive it or keep it on the court's calendar?
Waive it.
Okay, if you would like to waive it, then you'll need to obtain a waiver form from the deputies, okay, waiving your preliminary hearing. And then based on your application here, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
Can I not waive it? I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Yeah, sure. You want to change that? Okay. No worries. If you bond out, it'll automatically be waived, okay? Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Next.
Okay. Give me your full name, first and last.
Makai McGill.
Okay. Ms. McGill, you've been charged with criminal 2 offenses. First charge is criminal trespass damage to property. Your bond amount is $2,000. Second offense is a simple battery. Your bond amount is $3,000. Therefore, your total bond is $5,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes.
Okay. Can you make bond?
Yes.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to stay away from the alleged victim in the case by the name of Micaiah Turner. Do you recognize that name?
Yes.
That means you must stay away absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a third person or go to her home or workplace. You understand that?
Yes.
Also, because the alleged incident occurred at 5264 Riverwalk Drive, Atlanta, Georgia, 30349, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
Yeah, my name on the lease.
Okay, if that is your primary resident, you will have to make other living arrangements. However, I will allow you to make an appointment with the sheriff office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property at that location. You understand that?
Yes.
Also, you cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. Do you understand these special conditions of your release?
Yes.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Keep it on the calendar.
Okay. And then let's see here. I have approved an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any question?
Can I get a signature bond?
Oh, no, ma'am, you do not qualify for a signature bond with family violence charges. You understand that?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Go next.
Oh, deputies, real quick, can I see Miss Lee back? I need to give her the special conditions of her bond.
Ms. Lee? Ms. Lee? Need you back, Ms. Lee. Right.
Okay, Miss Lee, I was remiss in not giving you the special conditions of your bond. They're very important. So let me specify. You, as a condition of your release, you'll need to stay away from the alleged victim in the case by the name of Nalila Lee. Do you recognize that name? Okay, you must stay away absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot contact the victim through a third party or go to her home or workplace. In addition, because the alleged incident occurred at 6996 Richmond Court, Apartment A, Jonesboro, Georgia, 30236, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
Yes, Your Honor. They moved her to a different residence, so.
Okay, who moved her?
CPS.
Who?
DCS stuff. I don't know. Yeah. You got it.
Okay, well, I don't have any proof of that, so I'm going to prohibit you from returning to that location. Your attorney can ask for reconsideration of the bond conditions. However, I will allow you to make to retrieve any undisputed property at that location. You will need to make an appointment with the sheriff office within 10 days of your release to accompany you there to retrieve any undisputed personal property. You understand that? Also, you're not to violate any other laws while out on bond. Do you understand these special conditions of your release?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Lee.
Next.
Okay, please give me your full name.
Megan Shepherd.
Deborah, I believe this is the one requiring extradition here, and I'm gonna do her last.
All right, no problem. Go to the back now.
Okay, state your full name for me.
Baker Silas.
Spell that for me.
FABOURSILAS.
Okay, 1 minute. Is this, you said spell SILAS?
Yes,
I can't hear you.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. And first name is spelled SAVOUR?
FABOUR.
Okay, F is in Frank, correct? Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not giving you someone else's charge. You've been charged with 1 count of simple battery. Your bond amount is $3,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case. I believe it's your foster sister. I'm gonna spell the name, identified as first name Wuraola, last name is spelled Sanyaolo. Do you recognize that name?
Yes.
Okay, because she's the alleged victim in the case, and this is considered a family violence. Y'all live together. You're to have no contact, which means you must stay away, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a third person or go to her home or workplace. You understand that? Secondly, because the alleged incident occurred at 1231 Vimea Court, Hampton, Georgia, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
Yeah.
Okay, if that's your primary resident, you will need to make other living arrangements as a condition of your bond. However, I will allow you to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property at that residence. Lastly, you're not to violate any other laws while out on bond. Do you understand these special conditions of your release? I need a verbal yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
On the calendar.
Okay, and did you complete, let me see, application for court-appointed counsel? You did. I have approved your application for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Next man, let's go. Did you guys?
1 minute. 1 minute.
Make sure they're quiet.
Thank you. Give me your full name, first and last.
Nia Stepney.
You've been charged with 1 count of battery. Your bond amount is $3,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Ma'am.
Can you make bond? I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive the preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
On the calendar.
Okay. And let me see here, if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Based on your application, I have approved that, so I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
Oh, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next man, let's go.
Okay, 1 minute. Okay, please give me your full name, first and last.
Thomas.
Or your first name. Okay. Ms. Thomas, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is aggravated assault. Your bond amount is $20,000. The second offense is driving without a license. Your bond amount is $1,000. Therefore, your total bond is $21,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount? I need a verbal yes or no. Ms. Thomas? Ms. Thomas, do you hear me? I'm sorry, you froze up. Do you understand the charges?
Yes, I heard you said first, I heard the first one, but I didn't hear what you said. The second one was?
Driving without a license, a valid license, and your bond amount is $1,000 for that.
What's
Therefore, your total bond is $21,000.
all right.
Okay, can you make bond? Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand that's your next court date? June 5th.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and let's see here. Did you complete an application for court-appointed counsel?
No.
1 minute. Do you not need an attorney?
You say what, ma'am?
Did you complete your application for court-appointed counsel?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I see it. So I have approved your application for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have paper for the late for the girl. We got a paper for the other one.
Okay, deputies, is that all the females except the one that require extradition hearing?
We have one female, but we're waiting for the paperwork for her extradition hearing.
Okay, who's that?
What's her name?
Step up, sir. Come on.
What's her name? Shepherd. That's Shepherd.
I have the paperwork. Is it Shepherd?
Yes, ma'am.
Ducky over here. Hey.
I have the paperwork for Shepherd. I have the warrant and the extradition paperwork.
Okay, you need her up front? Get it for you, Your Honor.
Come on, dude. But her phone her if she's trying to pay something. Okay.
Okay. Can you state your full name for me?
Megan Ruth Shepherd.
Okay, thank you for your patience, Ms. Shepherd.
Yes, ma'am.
So again, my name is Judge Tamika West Bernard. This is a hearing, this hearing is what is called an extradition hearing. All the rights, I'm sorry, someone was speaking? I'm sorry, Deputy, were you trying to speak?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All of the rights that I advise everyone of today also apply in your case, but your hearing is just a little bit different from the other first appearance hearings that have taken place today. First, you do not have charges pending against you here in Clayton County. You have been brought here today because you have charges pending against you in another state, and they're requesting that you return to that state to answer the charge, specifically the state of Florida. Are you in fact Megan Ruth Shepherd?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you already have an attorney representing you in this matter?
No, ma'am.
Specifically, you are charged with being a fugitive from justice. The hearing is being conducted pursuant to OCGA Title 7, Chapter 13. As I've explained, it is alleged that you are charged with outstanding theft warrant in the state of Florida, which is considered a felony. And the state of Florida is demanding that you return to that state to answer the charge. You have a choice as to whether you wish to contest the extradition or waive the extradition and be returned to the state of Florida without going through the formal extradition process. If you decide that you wish to contest extradition, the court may commit you to the county jail for an initial period of 30 days. During that time, a warrant will be prepared under the governor's signature for an extradition to the state of Florida. The court may consider allowing you to post bond, but this court is not required to do so. As you're wanted by another jurisdiction, I'm not setting bond in your case at this time. If you do not wish to voluntarily return to the state of Florida, you may file a writ of habeas corpus to contest the extradition. The writ of habeas corpus can only contest 4 things. The first thing is whether the extradition documents are in order on their face. The second is whether you are charged with a crime that actually exists in the state of Florida, the demanding state. Thirdly, whether you are the person named in the request for extradition. And 4, whether you are in fact a fugitive from justice. Let me be clear, you cannot contest the issue of your guilt or innocence in the state of Georgia. You are entitled to the advice of counsel in contesting extradition or in deciding whether to waive extradition. If the state of Florida is unable to extradite you within 30 days, you may be committed to the county jail for an additional 60 days awaiting your extradition. If the extradition is not completed in 90 days, then you will be released. If you decide to voluntarily waive extradition and return to the state of Florida, the state of Florida will have up to 60 days to travel here to transport you back to the state of Florida. If they do not come to transport you back to the state of Florida, you will be released. You have any questions regarding anything that I just explained regarding your rights?
Not really, just kind of confused. So I'm trying
Okay, tell me what you're confused about.
Okay, so my choice is to waive the extradition or keep the extradition.
Or contested. So if you waive extradition, they have up to 60 days to come and get you. If they don't come and get you within the 60 days, then you will be released. If you contest extradition, then the process could take up to 90 days.
Okay.
You understand that? Okay. Do you recognize the charge of vehicle? Apparently it says is wanted for an outstanding warrant for vehicle theft.
Yes,
Do you recognize that charge?
it's supposed to be accessory to Grand Theft Auto, not the whole Grand Theft Auto.
Okay, so they're asking that you return to that state to answer to the charge of vehicle theft. So my question to you is do you wish to contest the extradition or waive formal extradition and voluntary return to the state of Florida to answer the charge against you?
I'm volunteer.
Okay, if you volunteer, that means you're waiving extradition. So that means that the deputy will provide you with up to 7 copies of the extradition of the waiver of extradition form for you to sign. Once you sign those extradition forms, they will return them to me for me to sign. And so then the process will begin after both you and I have signed. Do you understand that?
Yes, and that's when they have 30 days to come get me.
No, up to 60.
Okay.
Up to 60 days. You understand that? Okay, any other questions?
Which one is, so none of them is 30 days that they have to come and get me?
No.
Oh, okay. That's
Well, if you contested, you will be committed to the county jail for an initial period of 30 days, up to 90 days. So that's where you heard the 30 days at.
okay, and that will be, I will be with y'all for 30 days, and then Florida can come after that?
Well, the process, no, we would have to get the governor to sign your extradition paperwork. So they will have up to 90 days then versus the 60 days if you waive. You understand that?
I would still be getting extradited though.
Yes, yes.
I think volunteer then, I think that's smart.
Okay. You want to voluntarily waive extradition? It's up to you. No pressure.
So just to where I'm just waiting here and then I'm waiting for Florida to come.
Yeah, you're waiting for them to come pick you up so you can answer the charge.
Yes, I'll do that. I'll wait for them to pick me up and answer the charge, whichever option that was.
Okay, so you'll waive extradition. Okay. Okay, thank you. You'll make sure you get the forms from the deputy to sign. Hey, Deputy, I believe we're ready for the male inmates, correct?
Yes, ma'am. You step up. Come up, say your name. This is Ali.
And if you can present them to me in alphabetical order, that would be very helpful.
Everybody's in alphabetical order, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, if you would state your full name for me. Okay, spell your last name for me. I'm sorry, you were going out, sir. Spell your last name.
L-I.
Okay, I have it as A-L-I. Is that correct? Okay. So you've been charged with 1 count of first-degree forgery. Your bond amount is $6,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond? Okay. I scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
And on your court appointed form, you didn't indicate whether or not you have a job. Do you have a job? Do you have a job, sir? What's an estimate of your monthly wages?
That's about 5,000, something like that.
You said 5,000? Okay, based on that, you do not qualify for a court appointed attorney. Therefore, you will have to hire an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Where you going, Mom?
What's your name? Wow, you there?
1 minute, sir.
Oh.
Okay, give me your full name first and last.
Elijah Bell.
Okay, Mr. Bell. Good, I guess it's good afternoon now. You've been charged with 4 offenses. The first offense is aggravated assault upon a peace officer. Your bond amount is $25,000. The second offense is aggravated battery. Your bond amount is $10,000. The third offense is obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Your bond amount is $3,500. The fourth offense is being in possession of a weapon during a crime. Your bond amount is $6,500. Therefore, your total bond is $45,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amounts?
Yeah, I can.
Can you make bond?
No.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes.
And I approved I approved the court-appointed attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any question?
I was brought here because I had other warrants in another county. Are you guys gonna ship me over there after the court hearing?
The only paperwork I have is for these charges. So I'm on, it's possible you may have other charges, but I'm only authorized to provide you with the first appearance on the charges pending here in Clayton County.
Okay.
Okay, you understand that?
What should I do after this?
Well, you'll be there at least until June 5th since, well, no, you can bond out. So if you bond out, your first court date will be June 5th. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I was with him.
All right, next. Hey, man, hey, next time we're gonna get the tip, man. I told you twice.
Okay, state your full name for me, sir.
All right, Bess.
Hey, Mr. Best, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is receiving theft by receiving stolen property. Your bond amount is $4,000. The second offense is obstruction or display of your license plate. The bond amount is $500. Therefore, your total bond is $4,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond? Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 6th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, June 6th.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then I have approved your application for court-appointed counsel. Do you have any question?
I have an attorney.
You have your own attorney? Okay. Okay, that will conclude your first appearance hearing for today. Thank you.
Let me make that or. Step your face down, you're court. We all had to sleep. They found something. What I did. Okay.
I want to shoot, man. Put it down.
Okay, give me your full name, sir.
Thomas Kevin.
Okay, sir, you've been charged with 1 offense of criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
No,
Okay, what you don't understand about the charge?
I'm speaking.
Okay, well, I can read you the particulars in the warrant. Would you like me to do that? I can read you the facts in the warrant. Specifically, it states that the offender did knowingly and without authority enter upon the premises. The offender did remain on the property located at 2684 Rex Road, Ellenwood, Georgia, which is a Chevron gas station, after receiving prior to such entry notice from an authorized representative that not to return to that property, and that such entry was forbidden. So those are your charges. Your charge, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date, sir?
Okay, yes,
Do
man.
you need an attorney?
Robert Lee, my payee.
Okay, well, I've approved the court-appointed attorney to represent you. That will conclude your first appearance here for today. Thank you.
Go next.
Okay, 1 minute, sir. Okay, give me your full name first and last.
Leonard Campbell.
Okay, Mr. Campbell, you've been charged with 2 separate counts of obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Oh, man. Your bond amount for each obstruction is $1,000 each, therefore your total bond is $2,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've scheduled a preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Waive it.
You said keep it on the calendar?
No, waive it.
Okay, waive it. Okay, if you waive it, then you'll need to get a waiver form from the deputies to sign, waiving your preliminary hearing on the obstruction charge. And then you you refused to complete the court-appointed counsel form, or are you planning to hire your own attorney?
I didn't refuse it. I can't write because of my
Okay.
hand.
Okay. Do you mind answering a few questions to see if you qualify for one?
I plan to get an attorney myself.
Okay, so you don't want to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney?
I mean, you can see, but
Okay, do you have a job?
own a business,
Okay. And what is an estimate of your monthly wages?
about $45,000 a month.
You said 45,000? So you would qualify, you would not qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so therefore you will have to hire your own attorney. Do you have any questions?
I don't.
Okay, thank you.
Without it,
One minute. Okay, give me your full name first and last.
I said, Duffy.
Okay, Mr. Duffy, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. The second offense is criminal damage in the second degree. Your bond amount is $3,500. Therefore, your total bond is $5,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts? Can you make bond? Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
June 5th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then I have approved your application for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you.
From that devil.
1 minute, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, give me your full name. And that's D-U-R-D-E-N. You say yes, sir? Okay, so you've been charged with several offenses. The first offense is here specifically is violation of Georgia helmet law. Your bond amount is $500. The second offense is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Your bond amount is $3,500. Third offense is possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond amount is $1,500. Fourth offense is being in possession of a weapon during a crime. Your bond amount is $5,000. And then the final offense is theft by receiving stolen property. Your bond amount is $5,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, June 5th.
What is the whole total?
The total, let me see here. It's 20,000 is the total. Okay, so I'm not finished. Let's see here. I gave you your preliminary hearing date, and then you didn't finish completing your application for court-appointed counsel. Do you plan to hire your own attorney?
No, ma'am.
Okay, do you mind do you mind answering a few questions to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have a job?
Ma'am.
So you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, therefore I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
One day with her. One day with her.
See you in a minute, my boy. Hey, man. Hey.
Okay, give me your full name, sir.
Yeah, this is Jameer Everett.
Okay, Mr. Everett, you've been charged with 1 count of obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Your bond amount is $2,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the calendar?
Keep it on now.
Okay. And you indicated on your court-appointed form that you have a job. Can you give me an estimate of your monthly wages?
I'm gonna get a lawyer. You ain't got an appointment. Thank you though.
You don't get your own lawyer? Okay. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, give me your full name.
Bernard Opa.
Okay, sir, you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is improper solicitation of money. Your bond amount is $500. The second offense is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $2,000. The third offense is loitering or prowling. Your bond amount is $1,000. Therefore, your total bond is $3,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
I don't know how I get charged with criminal trespass, man. I've never been there before. How that work?
You just need to answer the charges.
Well, according to the warrant here, it states here that, let me see here. They said that you refused to leave when you was asked to leave. So that's considered, okay, so I can only give you the facts. We're not here to try your case today. I've scheduled your preliminary, let me finish, sir. Excuse me, I'm not finished, sir. Don't be disrespectful. I can't revoke it. If you do, I can't revoke it. So don't be disrespectful. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then as a condition of your bond, you're not to return to the premises that you refuse to leave, identified as 626 Valley Hill Road, Riverdale, Georgia. You're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Based on your application here, I will approve a court-appointed attorney represent you. That will conclude your first appearance hearing for today, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
1 minute, sir.
Watch this.
Okay, please give me your full name. Sir, if you can give me your full name first and last.
Larry Glass.
Okay, Mr. Glass, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is theft or loss of mislaid property. Your bond amount is $2,000. The second offense is battery. Your bond amount is $2,500. Therefore, your total bond is $4,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
June 6th.
June 6th. And then on your court-appointed application, you indicated that you have a job, but you didn't provide me with an estimate of your monthly wages. Can you give me an estimate?
More, ma'am.
You said not anymore?
I'm not gonna be there today, this weekend, and it's over with. I called my boss last night.
Okay. So I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, give me your full name, sir.
My name is Eric Gerard Hutchinson, ma'am.
Mr. Hutchinson, you've been charged with 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am. I am,
Can you make bond?
yes, I can pay it today. I'm 68 years old. I've been working for Georgia Power for 20 years. I have a job. I can pay the bond today as long as I can get to my wallet.
Okay, what's the estimate of your monthly wages?
Excuse me?
What is an estimate of your monthly wages? You didn't complete your court-appointed counsel form.
Okay, estimate of my monthly wages is 60.
A month?
60,000 a month?
Oh, yeah, a month, about $5,000.
Okay, so therefore, you don't qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so you'll have to hire your own. You understand that?
Yeah, I'm gonna just pay the bond.
Okay, but you still have your, the charge is still pending. You understand that?
Beg pardon?
You still have the charge. Okay, your charge, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date? June 6.
June the 6th.
Yeah, but if you bond out, it'll automatically be waived. You understand that?
Okay, I would like to bond out today.
Okay. Do you have any other questions, sir?
No, ma'am, not.
And you understand you're gonna have to hire your own attorney to represent you on this charge?
One thing, Judge, that was a rental car that I was driving.
Okay, well, sir, I'm not here to hear the facts of your case. I just want to make sure you understand you're gonna have to hire your own attorney.
That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Next, state your name. Say your name. Say your name.
Roberto, last name Ingles.
Okay, they told me that you, I understand you were charged, last name is Ingles, Ingles.
Yes, Ingles.
Okay, according to Miss Mary, can you put on the record, I guess, what was relayed to you by the jail regarding Mr. Ingles? He's the one that was charged with the DUI citation. Do we need to clarify that with the jail again?
What's his name again?
This is Mr. Ingles here.
Okay.
And this is the individual we previously discussed, where we were only given a citation for the DUI charge and not a warrant.
Right.
And I believe the jail relayed to you that he should not be on the calendar for today.
That's correct.
Okay. And the reason why is because he was issued a citation and not a warrant. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. You understand that, sir?
Say it again.
You were issued a citation for your DUI charge, let's say.
Thank you. I was never informed of it, but thank you. I appreciate you.
Okay.
That means you're gonna be released today, or what does that mean?
Yeah.
No, I think Miss Mary, did they tell you what I think they said he was going to be released. Is that correct? Or pending release?
They told me they're gonna release him.
What was it now?
They are going to release him.
I get released today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
What
What do you mean?
Okay, give me your full name.
So, Joseph,
Okay, Mr. Joseph, you've been charged with one offense of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you make bond, it will automatically be waived. You understand that?
Okay.
And I have approved an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you and good luck, sir.
Okay.
1 minute, sir. Okay, give me your full name, sir.
Marcus Lindsay.
Mr. Lindsay, you've been charged with 4 offenses. The first offense is battery, family violence. Your bond amount is $3,500. The second offense is cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Your bond amount is $2,500. You have a second count for cruelty to children in the 3rd degree it was 2 children there. The bond amount is $2,500. The fourth charge is criminal damage in the 2nd degree. Your bond amount is $3,500. Therefore, your total bond is $12,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Ma'am.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The battery charge is a family violence. Therefore, you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Tiana Dixon. Do you recognize that name?
Yes, but she's.
Okay, let me finish. You're to stay away, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot contact Ms. Dixon through a 3rd person or go to her home or workplace. Secondly, because the alleged incident occurred at 1951 Southampton Road, Atlanta, Georgia, 30349, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Lastly, you cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. Do you understand the special conditions of your bond, your release, sir?
I do, but I don't because she doesn't even live in the state of Georgia and I haven't been around her or no contact in the last.
Well, according to the warrant, it says here, let me see. According to the warrant, it says Ms. Dixon advised that her live-in boyfriend of 2 months, Mr. DeMarcus Lindsley, grew angry over her whereabouts and pinned her down on the bed and began to slap her in the face with an open hand and punched her with a closed fist in the face, which caused her to have a busted lip, which was visibly bleeding. So according to this warrant, you do live together, so I'm prohibiting you from returning to that location. You will have to make other living arrangements, sir. However, you will be allowed to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property. I have scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, sir, June 5th.
Yes, ma'am.
And then let's see here. I have approved your application for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any other questions?
Yes, I do. The victim in this case.
Nothing about the victim, sir.
Well, can I ask a question?
What is your question? I can tell you whether or not I can answer it.
I haven't been with her in a year, so I ain't never seen her. She don't even live in Georgia.
Okay, sir, we're not here to try your case today. That will conclude your first appearance hearing for today. Thank you. Okay, 1 minute, sir. Give me your full name.
Famous Pringle.
You said Lester?
Miss Famous Pringle.
Spell that for me.
FAMOUSPRINGLE.
I don't know where we at. Deputies, I thought we were going in, give me your last name again, sir.
Pringle, Prin.
Pringle, okay, yeah, that's what I thought, Pringle. What happened to Lester? Do we got Lester?
Y'all got out of order, come on.
Okay, Mr. Lester, state your full name for me. Mr. Lester, you've been charged with 2 moving violations. The first is having a failed to have a required tail light on your vehicle. Your bond amount is $500. Second offense is driving on a suspended or revoked license. Your bond amount is $1,500. Therefore, your total bond is $2,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
I'm really in here. So it's like I ain't got nobody to call, so I can make bond, but I can't make bond because I can't call nobody. Like, is it somewhere I can get on probation so I get out of pay or?
No, sir. You do have a history, criminal history, so I'm unable to grant you a judicial relief. I'll schedule your preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. I would recommend leaving it on the calendar if you're unsure whether or not you can make bond, and then I've approved your application for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Why the court date so long?
Because that's the first availability we have on the calendar, sir. You understand that?
Yes, but
June 6th. That's my answer, sir. That is okay. That will conclude your first appearance hearing for today. You have a nice day, sir.
That's it, you have an answer, let's go. Go ahead, Brady.
Hey, Mr. Pringle, you've been charged with 5 offenses. The first offense is disorderly conduct. Your bond amount is $1,500. Second offense is false imprisonment. Your bond amount is $5,000. Second offense is cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Your bond amount is $2,500. Fourth offense is aggravated assault by strangulation. Your bond amount is $20,000. And then the 5th offense is offense of battery. Your bond amount is $3,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
No.
Do you know if you can make bond?
We don't know how much it is out of the 10%.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I want to know how much that would be out of the 10%.
Okay, so let me see here. So it looks like it'll be 31,000, sir. That's your total. If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Alexis Dorsey. That means you must stay away absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot contact Ms. Dorsey through a 3rd person or go to her home or workplace. Secondly, because the alleged incident occurred at 8240 Terra Boulevard, room 203, Jonesboro, Georgia, 30236, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
At the moment, yes, ma'am.
Okay, then you would need to find other living arrangements, sir, as a condition of your release. However, I will allow you to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property at that location. And then lastly, you can't violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand those special conditions of your bond, sir?
I have one question, please.
Well, I'll allow you to ask questions when I finish, sir. Secondly, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, sir? June 5th. And then I have approved your application for a court-appointed attorney. At this time, I will allow you to ask any questions, sir.
So 31,000
Is the total.
that's the flat total?
Mm-hmm. Okay, 1 minute, sir. Okay, give me your full name.
Wally Ravenel.
So you've been charged with 1 count of entering an automobile unlawfully. Your bond amount is $6,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
You may bond.
No, ma'am.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date, sir, June 5th? Okay, and then, if you can't make bond, I'm gonna go ahead and approve your application for a court-appointed counsel. You understand that, sir? You have any questions? Okay, thank you, sir. One minute, sir. Give me your full name. Rawls, R-A-W-L-S. So you've been charged with several offenses. The first is DUI, alcohol less safe. Your bond amount is $3,000. The second offense is a speeding violation. Your bond amount is $500. The third offense is distracted driving charge. Your bond amount is $1,000. And then the last offense is driving without a license. The bond amount is $500. Therefore, your total bond is $5,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
You say yes? Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the calendar?
I'll keep it on there.
Okay, no problem. And then let's see here. I've approved your application for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I got there's something else that's on this. They said I had a warrant for something in 2019.
Let me see. Nope, I don't see it in the warrant, sir. I mean, I can't say that you don't, but it's not in the warrant. Any other questions?
No, I was just wanting to make sure just in case, like I gotta add that on too to bond out, so I know the like full total. Like, how that
No, the only charges I have before you is the ones that I gave you, which is the DUI, alcohol, the speeding, the distracted driving charge, and driving without a license. Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon.
Okay, 1 minute here. Hey, give me your full name.
Xavier Smith.
You said Mr. Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Smith, you've been charged with 4 violations. The first violation is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Specifically, you was in possession of marijuana more than an ounce. Your bond amount is $5,000. The second charge, you have a second charge of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Specifically, you're charged with possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, sell, or distribute. The third charge is being in possession of a weapon during a crime. Your bond amount is $5,000 for that charge. And then the last charge is speeding in violation of Georgia law. The bond amount is $500. Therefore, your total bond is $15,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Not all of the charges. I understand 3 of them.
Okay, which ones don't you understand?
The distribution charge, because the officer never really explained to me what I did that warranted a distribution charge or how I put the charge of distribution.
I guess it's likely based on the amount of the marijuana that was found. They said that you had 67 grams on you, sir.
Okay.
Allegedly. I'm not saying that that's true, but that's what the warrant states. So normally, if you have 67 grams, I mean, I guess you can argue that that's something you plan to consume. But the officer has charged you with intent to distribute. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am. The only reason I was
You can disagree, but that's what the charge is.
Okay.
And then I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date, sir?
Mhm.
Okay, and then let's see here. You would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I have approved your application. Do you have any questions? Any other questions?
Yes, ma'am. Can I use real estate I own in Iowa to postpone?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, sir.
I use real estate. I own in Iowa, the post bond.
That's something you would have to talk to the bonding company about. I'm not involved in that. Okay. That will conclude your first appearance hearing for today. Thank you.
Hold it up now. Hold, there you go. You wanna know?
1 minute, sir. Okay, sir, give me your full name. Mr. Williams, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is loitering or prowling. Your bond amount is $1,000. The second offense is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond? You say yes? Okay. If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order that prohibit you from going to the location identified as a Shell gas station at 1475 McDonald Road, Hampton, Georgia. If you make bond, you're not required to return to those premises since you've been charged with criminal trespass. You understand that? I've scheduled your next hearing date for June 6, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date, June 6. And you indicated on your application that you have a job, but you didn't provide me with an estimate of your monthly wages. Can you give me an estimate?
Actually, I just got that job, but I'm not working right now.
Okay. Okay, no problem. So I will approve an attorney to represent you on those charges. Do you have any questions? Thank you.
She just said, thank you, bye.
Thank you. Everybody got questions today. Thank you.
Just have a good one.
Okay, thank you so much, Debbie. That will conclude the first appearance calendar for today.